So, I found a way to somehow convince myself for an extended period of time that I'm okay with a situation that I'm not okay with. And at church on Sunday, the truth was revealed. Yeah, we're talking about forgiveness. We were talking about forgiveness, but a specific point about forgiving for the person, to release the person of their bondage or the prison of offense. I think that those were the words that were used. Release the person from the prison of their offense. And internally I laughed, because in my mind I'm thinking, what? So somebody is allowed to offend me, not be sorry, not care, move on with their life, but it's my responsibility to forgive them of their offense and release them, release their heart. You can imagine where the laughter came from. Does that sound like it makes sense? Does that sound reasonable to you guys? No, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't sound reasonable to me. And then, as I was going home, I had to think to myself, you know what? Let me take my emotions and my pride out of it. Let me just relax and think it through. We were talking about God loves us and God forgives us. No matter the crime, no matter the offense, God loves us. He will always find a way to forgive us and welcome us back. We need to forgive the same way God forgives. I said, whoa. You want me to forgive the same way God forgives? God forgives like a parent of a, you know, like when you guys see those court videos of someone that's like committed like a heinous crime, and then the parents come in and they're like, I could never imagine my son doing this. I could never imagine my daughter. He was always such a sweet child. Like, how could he have killed 10,000 people? Okay, not 10,000, like 10 people. Let's just say 10. How could he have killed 10 people? Like, he was always such a... That's the way God views us. No matter what we do, God will always still love us like a parent of the worst possible child you've ever seen in your life. But I'm not God. And you're not God. I think we too often, because we're so desperate to be Christ-like, we're so desperate to exhibit the same traits that Christ exhibited, we start to think, okay, we can do what God does. God created the heavens and the earth. God created all these animals. God created the sun, the moon, the stars. Tells the sun when to wake up, when the can you do that? Can I? Nah, no. So I don't see myself forgiving and think, well, because God forgives me of anything I've done, I'm also capable of forgiving someone for everything they've done. But I want to. And I have to. And I try to. No matter the offense, I try to forgive. Not because the person deserves it. You guys have all experienced this. You've experienced somebody hurting your feelings and having no consideration for your feelings at all. They go on with their lives. They do whatever they have to do. They don't think about you. Some of you have been offended 5, 10 years and you've never heard, I'm sorry, and the person meant it. You've never heard that before. And you just have to carry on with your life. And at some point, you have to forgive that person for what they've done. Otherwise, you are the one that suffers for it. And that's an important point. You actually suffer for it. Because I think about all the times I've heard of people that have parental beefs. Like a girl and her mom always clash heads, right? They've been fighting for 20, 25 years. And then that girl has a child and it carries over to the child. And now her and her daughter are having the same, like generational curses, right? We always hear about generational curses. Generational curses sometimes are a result of unforgiveness. Sometimes You've never let something go. You've never let something go. Your father hasn't let something go, and it's carried on to you. And it's your responsibility now to break it. Again, it's not even your fault. Somebody else's offense, and you still have to deal with it, and you have to be the one that takes control of the situation and figure out a way to move past it. So no, I'm not forgiving, and my mindset is, I just want to free them from the prison of their offense. Like I just have so much love in my heart that I don't want that person to suffer from what they've done to me. Because who even says they're suffering? We always hear, oh, release them from the suffering, release them from the prison of their offense, release them from what they've done to you. And I've been seeing people that have offended me, and they look fine. They look better. They look like they're having a better time after offending me than before they offended me. And you guys, maybe most of you have experienced a similar situation where the person has offended you, they move on with their life, and you have to just suck it up and move on with your life. And the reason I really sat, after I went back home, and the next day I really sat and I said to myself, okay, God, I need to let this go. Because I don't want it affecting everything else in my life. I don't want it to affect whatever, because it always affects something. You guys might experience this, where you date somebody that has unhealed from a past relationship or whatever, or you're friends with somebody that is unhealed from a past friendship, and you see their unforgiveness exposing itself in your relationship, right? Where you're paying for the sins of somebody else. Where like you'll be dating somebody and you hear something and you're like, what? I've never done that to you before. Why is that even a conversation? Because the past person did that to them. And now you're the one bearing the responsibility for it. It's real windy. But you're the one responsible for it now. So we all have to find a way, no matter how difficult, no matter how upsetting, no matter how it doesn't make any sense, we have to find a way to forgive and find a way to put our minds at ease, to come to peace with the situation. Because you have to prioritize your peace more than anything. There's so many Bible passages that talk about the peace that comes with forgiveness, right? That comes with you letting go, you forgetting the past and moving forward with your life, right? And who knows, maybe your forgiveness, maybe you showing love, or showing love, maybe it will touch the person's heart at some point, right? To where even if for years they haven't felt sorry about it, maybe just one day it'll just spark something in them and they'll finally, ask for forgiveness, or they'll finally change their ways, or whatever it is that they need at that point. So that was what I was just sitting on for 2 days. Forgiveness, letting it go, moving on, forgiving, releasing the person of their bondage. That would never not be funny to me. I'm sorry. I love God. I love faith. I love Jesus Christ. But it's just always funny hearing that sometimes. Like, release them from their bondage. But yeah, that is what I'm working on now. Forgiving. Well, forgiving in situations where the person isn't sorry, right? Because if the person is sorry, and the person genuinely cares about me, and they're genuinely hurting because they hurt me, I feel like forgiveness becomes so much easier. It's so much easier for me to be like, all right, yeah, fine. I forgive you. We're cool. We can move on with our lives now. Continue our relationship, whatever. But it's always when the person doesn't care. It's almost like, God, you've instructed me to love people and to care about people and to forgive people. But why isn't it coming back to me when I need it? And that's one of the things about Christianity that is so important. Once you get into this thing, you honestly have to remember that everything's not reciprocal. Just because you're kind and loving to people does not mean that they'll always be kind and loving to you. Just because you're forgiving doesn't mean they'll always be forgiving. Right? We're not in this because we want things to come back to us, or because we expect a reward from humans, right? I don't expect anything from humans. I don't expect that if I open the door for you, you'll say thank you. I don't expect that if I open the door for you, you open the next door for me. I don't. Because I've seen too many times in my life, people don't live like that. And it's fine. You're doing this for your peace, for your joy, for a relationship with God. It's for you. And you need it. We all need it. If you're watching this video and you're harboring some kind of anger or hatred towards somebody, this might be your sign to just, hey, we're letting it go. Because you don't want it affecting everything else in your life. And I want to be at peace. So I'm letting it go. That's my challenge to myself, to let it go. Bye, guys.